Glad to have you back. It's the Business Daily right here on Trust Television. Of course, we're looking at a lot of issues. We first spoke about the president's media chat yesterday. Some of the high points from that meeting yesterday with the media. We look at what some of the things that he did said. He did say he did not regret taking out subsidy, and for quite a few things there, talking about tax reform as well. He is ready to make sure that it's successful as well. We also talk about the issues around the stock market, how it has performed so far in 2024, and of course, the outlook for 2025. Now we're going into another very important topic. We're looking at the oil and gas sector, talking about the new prices of fuel that is expected to take effect this week. Of course, there have been a lot of collaboration there from the oil marketers, and of course some of the retail outlets. We see MRS and Dangote try to partner there to reduce the fuel price by to 935 naira. Of course, the NNPC has also reduced the price there. Of course, as at this morning, it was reported that the pump price of major NNPC filling station is now being sold for 925 naira per liter. So now we look at these issues and so many others in the oil and gas sector. I'm being joined virtually now by Dr. Billy Gillis-Harry. He's the National President of Petroleum Product Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria, PATROAN. Good morning, Dr. Harry.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on your show today.
Hello, Dr. Harry. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
All right, Dr. Harry, if you can hear me, let's start this way. You've said yesterday that the new price adjustment will take effect this week. Can you confirm if that has started?
Well, it's likely, for instance, you don't just conclude a transaction and then it happens immediately. There are documentations that we need to fill out. Can you hear me?
Dr. Harry, don't go away.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? I lost him. Hello, can you hear me?
Glad to have you back there. Apologies for that, technical issue there. We have Dr. Harry back. Is the National President, Petroleum Product Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria, PATROAN. Dr. Harry, before we went on that short break, I did ask, you said yesterday that new price adjustment will take effect this week. Can you confirm if that has started?
Well, this is today is
Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday, and you don't conclude transactions and then they just happen one bank. There are documentation processes. My personal companies are undergoing the same documentation processes based on the PATROAN agreement and deal with MRS. Our members are going to complete all the onboarding. And then, of course, like we said, that is one source of product. Getting Dangote's product directly is another source. Then also NNPC, our traditional partners, is also another source. And right now we are not talking about importation. So these are the three major sources of how we're going to get PMS. So until the documentations are complete and necessary financial transaction completed, you do not expect Dangote to give us product and take to our station through MRS. MRS is a very efficient company, and they are doing the best. we are not wasting any time in trying to make sure we're on board in the system. And once that is done, that is when the effect will be felt in our retail outlets. But right now, I believe that some of the retail outlets that have already concluded those procedures would have already started selling 935. This morning, like you've already said, NNPC is also selling at the retail outlets from far less. So good times are here.
Indeed, the good times are here. I was going to ask, since you talked about the MRS and of course Dangote Petroleum partnership, how much of impact would this have in terms of creating competition in the market?
Well, we had already projected. I don't know if your media was our energy security, forum that we held on the 29th of November. The fallout of that meeting clearly demonstrated that with the current state of production in Nigeria, NNPC refinery coming on stream, Dangote stream, and a lot of other refineries going to come on stream, the availability of petroleum products in Nigeria will be now it will now be a consistent value. Once that happens, price will suddenly start to change. So that's where we are.
All right. Talking about where you are you carrying other marketers on board? We have the likes of Moma, we have Ipman, and of course, you are leading PATROAN. How much of relationship do you people enjoy together to make this market more efficient for Nigerians?
Well, Mema, as you know, they are the leaders in the industry. Dapman is also very much there. And of course, MRS is part of Dapman, as you know. And if MRS is having a transactional and beneficial business with Petron, it definitely shows how collaborative they are to us. So we are working very closely with all of them. We take trainings from Meman, we take guidance from them, and the industry is pretty much set on the edge of self-regulation, even from these organizations leading us. So we are very collaborative with them. At least mostly Meman and Dapman are very collaborative with Petro.
Indeed, they're talking about, having a very good collaboration there with other associations there in the oil and gas sector. Let's talk about the ex-depot price. NNPC did earlier announce 899 naira per liter as ex-depot price in Lagos. Can you confirm to us if this is real? How much are your members taking? Lifting PMS from the depot?
Every single PMS that is coming out from NNPCL is priced at 899 from Lagos and 970 in other areas. So that has been affected, and some of our members are already working with it. But the challenge we have today is simple. Our Nigerians are still smarting from their financial capacity. So the sales are slow, but we are moving on, and we are happy that we are serving Nigerians effectively from petrol angle.
Indeed, serving Nigeria properly is actually the key at the end of the day. There is also talked about, the issue you reacted to the Petroleum, the Port Harcourt refinery coming up on stream. There were quite a whole lot of arguments, controversies here and there, whether what we have in Port Harcourt is a mere blending plant there in Port Harcourt, or we're having a full-fledged refinery there. Can you talk to us more about that?
Well, Port Harcourt refinery is the full refinery from the information that we got and the physical visits we paid to see for ourselves as an organization. That is the primary, partners. Patron is retail outlet owners that will certainly patronize the refinery. So we are given opportunities to be able to check as much as we can. And we are fully satisfied to our understanding as businessmen. We are not technical people, we are not engineers, and so we cannot be talking about technical issues. But as far as we know, the refinery is working, the furnace is on, refining is going on, and I believe that crude oil is being supplied to NNPC's Port Harcourt refinery.
Talking about product being supplied from Port Harcourt refinery, can you confirm if most of the filling stations we have across the country are now selling the local, domestic produced PMS, or we are still selling of course, the imported ones?
Well, NNPC retail that is dealing with us very effectively have opened up their portals for us to buy products, and they are giving us opportunity to buy all the products within their ability, within their own production capacity. So we are taking products from them. So far, the depot products, we have not started physically going to the depot to roll out, but we have seen that product is ready, and they're working to give us the entrance into getting that done. So that's a fact, but we're waiting to start loading from there. And also to inform you, we have been also advised to make the purchase orders from NNPC, even from the depot. And as I speak to you today, NNPC has posted their critical managers, depot managers, post supervisors, and all of that to Port Harcourt refinery. So they are ready for business. And all we need to wait for is some, of the moving parts that make sure that business is organized properly.
How long is it going to take for your members to start lifting PMS from Port Harcourt refinery?
NNPC, to our knowledge today, is much more efficient than it was a couple of years back. So we believe that in this time, we'll start rolling out our trucks and taking products of us. Once we also see that the bank and the PTD are also ready to start working in that area, because we cannot take our trucks inside there without the bank. We can't take our trucks inside there without PTD. And other organizations that have similar service values. So we are waiting for that, and then once that instruction is given, we'll start making moves to start loading product there. But I can tell you that the refinery is working, it is refining, and that is where we are.
Well, can you tell us the capacity at which it's working? Is it up to 100% capacity?
No, I cannot. I'm not the refiner, so I cannot say that. I don't have any information on that. But every day, my team, we have a depot office in Port Harcourt. We have the Petroleum depot office in Port Harcourt that's been coordinated by Dr. Joseph Obele and his team. And every day, we get details, updates as to what is being done.
All right, Dr. Harry, let's look at the volume of our import between September and, of course, as at December 5. We've imported about 2.3 billion liters of PMS between these 3 months, talking about September, October, November, and of course early December. We have a local capacity, so to say, the Dangote refinery, 650,000 barrels per day. Of course, the Port Harcourt refinery, full capacity, 60,000 barrels per day as well. Despite all of this availability of local production, we are still importing a whopping 2.3 billion liters within 3 months.
Well, I do not think that we're importing PMS. I don't think that there is any import PMS. For instance, petrol, which I can speak for very clearly, concluded and closed all our import transactions. Some of our partners are, waiting for us to conclude certain things, but we have all signed a stakeholder agreement that has stopped import. So that is not the case. Unless you are talking about the import of AGO and import of a few other products, base oil or whatever, those are not within the confines of what the stakeholders agreed to in November.
What about some marketers who still insist on importing PMS despite the domestic capacity? I've heard some marketers, I don't want to start mentioning their names now, who say, of course, it's a free market that they can import from outside and, of course, compete with the ones produced locally.
Well, everybody has a right to have a word or two to their content and their beliefs. And there is really nothing wrong with discussing the issues of the provisions of the PIA. The PIA actually gives opportunity for that, for importation and for local production, and for more refineries to be built, even by associations like Petroleum. Looking forward to see if our partners can work with us to also build a refinery. But as far as importation of PMS is concerned now, for the sake of our national growth and for this value that we cherish so much, we now have capacity. We have Dangote, we have the NNPC refinery, we have Aradel, we have the Edo refinery, we have Watersmith, we have Niger Delta refinery, and if the Bua refinery is also coming up, and a couple of other refineries that are also coming up in Akwa Ibom State. So if we're producing a lot, unless the imported product will be so cheap that we can get it in Port Harcourt for less than 500 naira, then maybe that could be a subject of discussion. Absolutely. But for now, you can see what's going on with the refiners. The refiners are doing all their best to make sure that Nigerians have petroleum products, especially PMS, available, and they are consistently working out the magic of recent figures and the prices. And Petroleum is very proud of them. We are putting our own advocacy role to that, to ask for prices to be reviewed, and the industry is responding. So I don't think there's any reason why an organization like Petroleum will start now thinking about importation. So we have also advised anybody that's thinking about importation of PMS today to shelve that for now. There is a timeline to evaluate what is happening and how the industry is being shaped. So I believe that by the close of this year, early next year, full decisions will be taken on how the industry will operate. But right now, we can see that good signs. We compliment and commend NNPC. We commend the Dangote refinery. We commend all the other refineries. So they are doing well. And also our senior partners, our leaders, Meman and Dapman, fantastic organizations, ready to support the younger organizations to come up and do the best we can to service Nigeria. So we give them credit and we commend them very, 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 very deeply.
All right. We hope that at the end of the day, the Nigerians, people will benefit from the competition that we expect in the oil and gas sector. I must thank you, Dr. Billy Gillis-Harry, National President, PATROAN. I must thank you for your time and contributions on Business Daily today.
Thank you for having us.
All right. With that is a wrap on the show today. We'll be back again tomorrow. I am Yusuf Akubu.